Hey, it's Logan from legendarystrength.com. I received a number of questions from Evan regarding basically becoming one of the old-time strongmen, professional strongmen on some level. Some of that was regarding bending and really how you get started in that. Now with bending, there are a few different types of bending. What people mostly get into when they start getting into it is the short bending, which is bending stuff like these nails here, bolts, all sorts of stuff. That is the short bending. Of course, you have all kinds of other bending like the horseshoes, even some odd object stuff like the frying pans here, brace bending, different styles of stuff. But I'll stick with the short bending to start with because that is sort of the simplest one to get into. Also a great beginner one. It's less painful than the others. So what do you need to get started bending? First, before you even get into bending, it's good to have a foundation of hand and wrist strength. The vast majority of people, unless they do some form of manual labor, like mechanics or work on a farm, that sort of thing, if you haven't done anything like that in your life, it's best to start with some sort of foundational hand, grip, wrist, forearm strengthening program before you get into bending, because the bending places a whole lot of stress on these joints. And if you go too far in the beginning, which so many people do because it's fun and addictive, then you can easily set yourself up for injuries. Now, as far as a beginner program, something simple that really works is muscle, actually more the tendons and ligaments needed, the muscles are involved to some degree, but really works the hands in a lot of similar positions is various forms of sledgehammer leveraging. So this here is an 8-pound hammer. You can get something like a 6 to start with. You can just do various holds in this. As you go out, the harder it's going to be. Something like that. Different holds, you can work side-to-side action and do all the more fun ones here, like the standard sling the hammerman nose lever. So working for, at least I'd say like 6 weeks or something, just really with the sledgehammers every other day or so, just building up in what you can do, your strength, it's really gonna give you the foundational strength you need for bending. Of course, you can add in some of the other stuff like grippers, although grippers don't apply to too much else, it seems, but plate clinching, the different types of grip strength. But I'd say the sledgehammer is a pretty good all-around one you can do. Then, once you have that foundation, you're going to have to stock up on what you need. You're going to want a pair of wraps. The things that work best, that protect your hands best, is suede leather. Usually you can find something like this at a craft store. Using something like a square, you can find some excess pieces. Just cut it. You don't want to go too long, you can go shorter, longer. A little longer, you'll have more padding. You don't want to do too much because then it's less of a, complete bend by yourself. You can go to any hardware store and get the rest of what you need. You won't find the suede there, but any sort of craft store usually has it. So here I have, these are 40 penny nails and these are 60 penny nails. Now when you see this in writing, it's 60D, capital D. I'm not sure where that came from, but it's pronounced penny when you do it. So 40 penny nails, a lot of people, if you do this sort of foundational work and you get your technique right, probably be able to handle the 40 penny nails. The 60 penny nail, although there are all different qualities and difficulties of this stuff, this is sort of your entrance into the strongman world. So this is the easier way because you can just basically go in the store and buy it. For most people though, as far as making it more progressive, because the jumps between these are huge, is you can buy something like this. This is hot rolled steel, a 1/4 inch. Obviously you can see the rust on it. Haven't used it in a long time and it sat outside at one point. So you can cut this to a 6-inch length like the 60 penny nail is. You can cut it a little longer, a little shorter. That's one way of progression. You can get like 3/16 to start. There are ways with like drill rod you can get to 32ths and 64ths, although you gotta special order that usually. So here you get something like this, and I got bolt cutters, but you measure it out and cut it to what you need. Much easier once you get to something here that you can do it, and of course there's more progressions, like you got the grade 5 bolts, grade 8 bolts, you can get the iron mine stuff. I will say this, the Iron Mind bag of nails is a place to start. I'd say though the progressions in that between the 5 nails really do suck. But this is the gold standard of being an elite bender, the red nail here. Haven't got that one yet, but it'll come at some point once I get back into bending. So that's the stuff you need to get started. Now let's actually show you bending. Going into technique, I mean there's a whole lot of stuff. I will say this, when you're starting out, I'd say it's pretty good to work with the 3 different main techniques you have available. Overhand, underhand, and reverse. My strongest is reverse, so you have 2 hands like this, and you just go boom. So that is reverse style. I'll see if I can do each one of these here. So like you're going to find a style that you're strongest in and you'll want to go with that. All the best benders in the world go with the double overhand style just because you have the best leverage in this position. And that's starting here. Now I'm not very good at this, so we'll see what I can do. I just don't feel the leverage at the power, but you know, I worked up to a point, at least I can do a 60 penny nail there. Pretty easy 60s here. So you have that, and then you have the double underhanded style. Now your actual body build is going to have some indication on this. People built for like squats tend to go with the double underhand style, like my friend Bud Jeffries. His son Noah kills it with the double overhand style. Just reverse works best for me. So here we are. So I got that initial kink. Basically all of them finish in this sort of style here for the crush down. So those are the 3 styles. I think it's good to work up to a point where you can do a 60 penny nail in each of those 3 styles. Then if you choose to go further, keep on going. Like I said, you got the grade 5 bolts, grade 8 bolts, red nail, all sorts of even more elite stuff around those levels. So those are the 3 styles. Work with those. I like to do an approach of volume on one day, more max effort on another, once or twice a week, but really make sure you moderate. If you have any sort of pain when you're doing this, back off. Nerve pain in the hands, pain in the elbows, back off. People get too excited about this. I've done it myself. Basically everyone I know that is involved in bending has done it, and you will pay a price if you do that. So make sure you work into it slowly. That will be circumvented to some degree if you do preliminary work, but really too much volume, which is an easy thing to do because it's so addictive. That's some of the basics of bending. If you want more information, and trust me, there's a whole lot more than I had the brief amount of time to do this, even though this is a longer video. A couple great resources. Check out the bending ebook put out by Jed Johnson. Wherever you're watching this video, you'll find a link down below for that. Excellent book. Really covers all different techniques, all sorts of building up exercises, all different difficulties of steel. Really classic in the field. He also has a great DVD on bending. If you want something that covers bending, the different styles of bending, also all sorts of other feats of strength, how to train them, and also what it takes to become a performing strongman, check out the DVD series, Feats of Strength, How to Train and Perform Like an Old-Time Strongman, that me along with Bud Jeffries put out together. That's at featsofstrength.net, I believe it is. That covers really everything in a lot of detail, so be sure to check that out. Whole bunch more available on legendarystrength.com. More videos, more ideas on the different styles of bending, but I hope this has given you a good framework for what you need and what you should be looking for as you get started on bending. So, have some fun with it. You'll be crushing some crazy stuff like these in the future.